There's never going to be any substitute for hard work. So all the time, effort, commitment that is going to take on that person is all of our end. Honestly, it would be a shame to see that in vain. And
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Connect Over Coffee. Today, we'll be connecting with Kyle Arrington, former NFL player, Super Bowl champion. Kyle, how's everything going today?
It is going well, Danielle. Thank you for asking. How about yourself?
Can't complain. I mean, I can complain about this weather getting a little colder out here, but other than that, we're good to go.
That's what we like to call good football weather.
Yes, definitely. All right, Kyle. So we're gonna kick everything off with our 2-minute drill here. I'm just gonna ask you rapid fire a couple questions.
Okay.
You just answer the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
I get in trouble a lot with the wife for saying the first thing that comes to my mind. So okay, we'll give it a shot.
All right, sounds good. Favorite athlete growing up?
Daryl Green.
Favorite sports movie?
Any Given Sunday.
Any Given Sunday. Okay. Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Kanye or Drake?
Kanye. We just talking about artists, right?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Music.
Right.
Completely music. We're on the same page there. Completely. Catalog and music there.
Really? Okay.
Favorite song or song that gets you hyped every time it comes on?
Current or just like first thing come to mind? I used to listen to a lot of, getting ready for game day, Moment for Life. That would be on my playlist every game. Moment for Life, Nicki Minaj, Drake.
Yeah, that's it. And yet you chose Kanye. No,
but just like I said, that particular song, just resonates well, because you go out there, play a football game and you just think to yourself, not take it for granted, to play at the, like I said, the pinnacle of the actual, sport itself, best athletes in the world. I mean, who doesn't want that, that, like I said, that moment for life, so it was a great ride.
That's definitely a good song there. And then last question, you played in a few cities, Philly, New England, Tampa, and of course, a little bit in Baltimore here. Which city has the best food scene?
So you're going to get me in trouble depending on, oh my goodness. You know what?
Safe space.
You get the crab cakes in football, right? Maryland. So, but then, you go to, like I said, being in New England, the New England, obviously clam chowder. So I had clam chowder for the first time. I had calamari for the first time. So it was a good eating up there as well. Then, Tampa, oh my gosh, you can't. So I can only choose one?
Top three.
Top three. Yeah, so I would say they're all my top three. No particular.
Okay. No particular seafood. Yeah. That's the top on the menu. It sounds like they got good seafood.
I'm politically correct. I should be a politician in my next life.
No, that's great. All right, so let's connect a little bit further here. Talk about what the transition was like for and what you always knew you wanted to do after you started playing football.
So as I just mentioned, like very just it never took one, practice, one snap, one rep, one game, one, anything concerning, my former profession for granted. And so, with that, I never really wanted it to be defined by football, by that career in particular. But I guess I will say it was a vehicle that allowed me to be able to do, not only me and my family be able to do a lot of the things we do now, particularly in the community.
Okay, yeah, definitely. During your career, have you ever experienced like an MJ moment? And an MJ moment is where something or someone said to you just motivated you to do better or be a better athlete.
No, well, I did have a flu game.
Ooh, okay.
But I played terrible, so I wasn't quite an MJ moment in that sense. But no, I came across a lot of veteran players, especially my early years in the NFL. Right out of the gate, going to Philly for training camp at least, but spending Tampa the rest of my season there. But we had veteran guys like Brian Dawkins, Asante Samuel. uh, I mean, Lito Shepherd, Sheldon Brown, in that DB room. So they were, just gave great advice, insight. I remember, Brian Dog, such a, obviously, everybody, anybody that knows, Brian, one of the greatest, defenders, at his position of all time, and such a humble and, a man of faith as well.
Yeah.
So he would always just talk to me about, no, you do, you're doing this because obviously, we're all doing this because we're passionate about, the craft, our sport. We all have our different individual reasons why, but, as long as you're passionate about, whatever, through whatever day-to-day things happen, and you come across different things, obstacles, even people in life, they can try to steal your time, steal your joy, but what they can never do is steal your passion. They can never take your passion from you. So, always use that as your motivation. That actually, transcends off the football field as well.
Yeah, definitely. I can agree with that. Let's dive into one of your many projects that you have coming up, the Evolve Foundation. Let's talk a little bit about what made you decide to create the foundation and how it impacts the youth in the community you grew up in.
Well, I really kind of piggyback to what I was previously talking about with passion. I mean, we all have our, like I said, all our different reasons why we do what we do. But for me in particular, I only want to be involved in, associate my name in with things that I'm passionate about. And for me personally, I'm passionate about ownership. I'm passionate about empowerment. I'm passionate about community. And I'm also passionate about legacy. So just and particularly with Evolve, me and my wife, we formed the organization a few years back. One of the first things I did post career, and I just feel like I said, I wanted to be able to transcend what I was able to do on the football field to my community. And I grew up with a very we call it the old school saying, the village, right? So I grew up with the terrific village, that was parents, neighbors, teachers, coaches, whomever, poured a lot, invested a lot into me. And I'd be naive to think that we have a lot of the kids, growing up across in the world, honestly, in America and in the world, we've been able to think that all kids, the environments are built the same. So we just want to just kind of do our part. And like I said, just helping all of us, like I said, our generations to come be the best versions of themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And where did the name Evolve? How did that? Because I know it's an acronym, of course. So how did you guys come up with that name, you and your wife, or you and your family?
So it's an acronym, stands for Empowering Value of Life via Enlightenment. And I've shared this with a few people now. I've gotten candid with it as well a few times. So myself, I would just say I didn't end my career on my own terms, or even ideal terms, one too many concussions. And I went through a crucible, if you will. I kind of went through a baptism by fire. It was one of those, I guess the big one, the big concussion. I saw just a plethora of the doctors, specialists, you name it. And it was a real, like I said, trying part of my life. And so I first, had to start within myself. I had to find a way to evolve. I can either, because I'm big on quotes. So one of it's a proverb out there that says it's not by falling into the river how we drown. We drown by staying there. So I wasn't going to allow myself to be a victim in any circumstance and stay there in that moment. So I had to find the courage, the commitment, the sacrifice, the dedication, like I said, to want to, like I said, not allow this to be my story, and then that same village who was there for me from the very beginning was there for me then as well. It's one of so the word evolve, I say all that to say the word evolve plays a major part. It means a lot to myself, to my family, and just to and what we do on a day-to-day. Life is when we look at it, life is a daily evolution.
No, yeah, definitely. The word evolve, like you just said, it can mean so many different things. And you have how people evolve in themselves and not stay stagnant. So that quote, the
Mhm.
proverb you just said, is, that's perfect right there. Actually, I'm going to be using that as one of my, quotes that I like to use moving forward for sure. Just
Make sure you cash out me every time you do. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
let me talk to the team about that one. Definitely. So we talked about a village, Is it important that the foundation creates its own village within like the Maryland, the DC to empower youth, especially underprivileged youth, to just be
Mhm.
better, not only in sports, but just in their life in general?
Absolutely. So we serve the greater DMV, but and we're big on. I just inherently, that's just how I grew up as well. If you want to take, you want to do something, you make sure you take care of your own backyard first. So,
Yep.
growing up in Prince George's County, like I said, we serve the greater DMV. We focus a lot of our efforts in Prince George's County, but outside the county as well. Like I said, across the DMV, we've done things in other states as well. So because I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, the voids, the voids are plenty,
Mhm.
and we can't take a day off because crazy don't take a day off. So no, but to your question and to your point, it's really just about for us being able to create and maintain environments, opportunities, and experiences of excellence for, like I said, for our younger generation, for our youth.
Yeah, definitely. You talked about some of the community initiatives that you've done. Can you just kind of describe some of the ones that you've been involved, that you've been a part of before?
Yeah, so I mean, we've had the pleasure of working with so many just absolute great partners, teams, collaborators. Because one thing I also like to say is that here's another quote for you. No, I mean, individually you can go fast, but together we can go far.
Yeah.
And we try to incorporate that in our day to day into our lives at as much as we can. So we've been able to like to partner with some outstanding other organizations, and when it comes to we've renovating high school, our alma mater high school weight room.
Mhm.
We're in the process of renovating elementary school right now. We've done food drive, we've done coat drives. We partnered with bowling initiatives. We're working on a fashion show for the youth as well, kind of
Nice.
rip the runway a little bit, for the kids. Yeah. So I mean, but I guess mainly our pillars just we try to focus, mentorship, but honestly, we just try to focus around three main pillars, and that's health and wellness, scholastic achievement, and career readiness.
Hmm. Yeah. No, those are great pillars for to set a child up for success right there, whether they go and play college collegiately and as an athlete or student athlete, or whether they're just a student, which is the most important part there, to be
Absolutely.
successful. Yeah. And then finally, we are at our last question here. Our question is like something you wish you knew. So essentially it's, what is
Mm.
one piece of advice you would be able to tell if you could go back into time and tell your younger self, or even someone just starting out in their professional career, whether it's an athlete or just a regular person who's starting out in their career?
Hmm. Myself, well, I guess maybe I might approach that twofold. One thing I would tell myself that it's worth it. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
because life, part of the journey is the unexpected. We know what we want to do, what we want to accomplish, the dreams, the goals and the dreams we set. But we face those, and I guess that's part of life as well. We face those sometimes, the even flows, ups and downs, twists and turns. We don't know if this is the path we're supposed to be on. So one thing I would go back and tell myself, now stay the course. It's everything you go through, the blood, all the sweat, all the tears, all the broken bones, the surgeries. I mean, you name it. It's all worth it, and it all will lead you to the moment that you're supposed to be in.
Yeah.
And I guess one thing I would tell just the next person would be protect your investment. And I guess what I mean by that is we wherever you want to go in life as well, especially whether it's sports, entertainment, whatever the case, there is no substitute. There's never going to be any substitute for hard work. So all the all the time, effort, commitment that it's going to take on that person is all of our end. Honestly, it would be a shame to see that in vain. And I guess what I mean by that is that I've seen a lot of talented people, way more talented than myself, just fall by the wayside. Whether it be distractions or whatever, just doing something that they had no business doing. Now that's just also just how it works. Before you really can expect anyone to invest in you, you have to invest in yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I mean by protect your investment. So protect yourself.
No, that's great advice right there. Two great gems that it's worth it at the end of the day, everything, the heart, the blood, sweat, and the tears that you went through, and then protecting your investments. So those are two great advice. That's actually two things I wrote down to keep in mind in the back of my head myself there. So I love it for sure.
All too kind.
Well, thank you again, Kyle, for chatting with me. Can you let us know where we can find out more information on the Evolve Foundation and keep up with all the great work that you and your team are doing?
Absolutely. So you can check us out on Facebook at the Evolve Foundation. You can also check us out on Instagram as at the Evolve Foundation _. You can also check us out at www.theevolvefoundation.org. One thing we like to say is instead of get involved, like kind of play on words, instead of get involved, get evolved. So whether it's donation, whether it's volunteering, any way that you're able to support, like I said, we're all in this together. So
yes, definitely. Make sure you guys definitely check them out. They're doing some great community initiatives. And then I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in to the Connect Over Coffee today. If you want to see more content like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, IG. Let's connect soon. Thanks.